Hey guys, you're watching one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a City. And I'm not offended. I don't care. I understand. You guys don't like the crane. I totally get that. I don't really like the crane either. It's a little bit out of scale. It's a little bit ugly. It's very ugly, but it is a little bit out of scale. It just doesn't quite work, does it? Now, a few people had some ideas in the comments section on how we could potentially change it or modify it in order for it to work with our scale, with our size, and just generally look a little bit better. Some of the ideas could potentially work. You know, in the future, maybe we can sort of come back and retry the crane again and have another go. Some of the ideas, some of you just don't quite understand how the blocks work with Minecraft, like how the textures work and stuff like that. So, you know, like they're saying, why don't you just make the front have a windscreen? I tried to explain it last episode, or whenever we built the crane. Was it last episode? I think so. We can't do that. We can't just make one side of the block different to the other sides. It's just not something that Minecraft has in vanilla. Now, I did have an idea though of potentially something that you guys will be interested in. Once this city is completed how I originally intended it to be completed, which is 100% vanilla, the only reason why it looks like a miniature city is because of the texture pack in it, and once it's all finished and all nice and looks really cool and how I like it, we can maybe come back to the series and update it using mods. There's been a few mod ideas in the comment sections that I've seen over the past few episodes that you guys would like to see, or have suggested at the very least. Micro blocks to be able to do fences and hedges and stuff, well, hedges at the very least. There's apparently a mod that makes you, the player, absolutely tiny, apparently small enough to basically make me the size of what a person would be on the world. That sounds like a really cool idea. And I might do that at the end of the series anyway. I think it'd be really cool if it does work and makes us absolutely tiny to wander around the city and sort of do a side-by-side of the real city. That could be cool. But for the moment, I want to keep it a whole 100% vanilla. Now, today I want to be working over here at the garage part. Now, what I might do is, let's imagine I'm going to use, I don't know, ore. Yeah. We'll use emerald ore as the garage building, okay, which goes right here. But there's a few problems maybe that we're going to have, and that's firstly that the garage is technically an L shape on our main city world. But we can't do L shapes with a single block, and I'm certainly not going to use 3 blocks to make this garage up. It just wouldn't make sense at all. The second problem is that the garage is a very bricked texture, which is exactly how all of these houses are down here. We've got like 2 different types of houses that are sort of stacked together with some trees in between. So having more brick might look a little bit weird, so I might try and do the brick a slightly different color so it stands, I don't know, like to get around that problem. And I think I'll remove this house right here and put grass there instead, and maybe put a tree there, so we don't get 2 buildings connected together that look relatively similar. The third problem that we have is that the garage is actually what I would class as a half block high building in terms of like this scale. It wouldn't be a full block. It's only about half a block tall. Now, we can do that by using half slabs. We can use these half slabs in order to do that. Maybe I'll use the dark oak one, since we're not going to be using that, and then that'll allow us to have it this height instead, which is much more realistic for our area here, much more better to the height. So I think that's what we're going to go with. And then we have the tire advertisement. That shouldn't be that hard to do. We can use an iron bar. Bing. Ah, it connects up to that. That sucks. And that connects up. I'll have to do it like that then. So then it doesn't connect up. And then we'll grab a some sort of black block. Obsidian black. Do I have anything black? I got a shulker box. That should work. Yeah, that sort of looks like a tire, doesn't it? It's actually got somewhat of a thing. Now, can I put a button on a shulker box? I got a feeling that probably no. No, I can't. I wanted to have a button on either side to make it look a little bit more like a wheel. But we don't have any other black blocks in here, unless I retextured black hardened clay to look like a black block. What if we use the airport block? I mean, that could work, and then put the button on either side of that. This is our runway block. But yeah, that's like the big tire advertisement. I definitely want it in here. You know, that sort of works. It actually has the white going around the edge of the tire. It doesn't go like across the front here. So yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's jump into Photoshop. I shall open up, what block is that? Dark oak wood planks, and we shall retexture this to look like a garage, but we've only got to do the bottom half of the block. Might take a little bit of testing to work out exactly what half I need to do it on. I'll be back. Okay, so we're in Photoshop. This is our crane block that didn't really work out all that good. And this is the garage that we're going to be trying to build today, at the very least. Now, as you can see, it is an L shape, but we're not going to do the L, obviously. This little stick here goes up to the giant wheel. It's got a spanner through it in the real city, or in the main city. But obviously we can't do anything quite on that detailed scale. Unless I used a painting. I could use a painting to do it. But then that is a bit of a waste of a painting, isn't it? I'm trying to be very conservative about our resources. But as you can see, it's very much shorter than all of the other sort of buildings around the area. Do you know what I mean? It is technically what would be a half slab. I really want to focus on this part of the building. I'm going to ignore this section. I'm going to do this one and try and get 3 garage doors along. Now, it's going to be tough to do because our blocks are 32 by 32 pixels, twice the resolution of vanilla, which is 16 by 16, but I think it's still going to be tough to get 3 garages all in line. I think we can probably do this blue and grey strip along the top because it is a half slab, but remember, we are going to end up, this half slab is going to be the full block and a stair version as well, so it might be a little bit of a waste of a block, but it should hopefully be worth it. I'll put this up over here so I can see it. So, I've got a brick-ish colour here, and we'll start off by just colouring it all brick. I think it is very much close to the brick that I already have on the city world, but I think if we just keep it the half slab, it should work. Now, halfway up will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Anything above here should be ignored because we only want the bottom half of the block. I think that's how it works. What we'll do is we'll save it, and I'll just reload the texture pack and just make sure that we've got the right half, because I don't know exactly what half it takes. Does it take the middle? Does it take the top? Does it take the bottom? Okay, so it looks like it takes the bottom around the sides, and then the top. The slab has the top half of the... Oh, it's that way. I see. Okay, so... Now that's the problem that I forgot about. And that's that the top half of a slab takes the image of the side of the block. And I can't put a carpet on top of this to cover it up. And I don't think there's another way around it. So do we have to go with the full version of it and try and do something to make the building... I think we're going to have to use a full block. We have no other choice. Dark oak. And not slab. We're going to have to do the full block like that. And then we can cover the top up. We'll probably just end up using that carpet there. It's going to be hard to use up all that space, but we're going to give it a go. So... let's... oops, not that. What have I done here? Go away. Let's cover that back up again. Nope, with brick colour. And we want to have... let's get the 3 garage doors in first. That's the important part. We have... I might as well do the inside of the building black. And 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got more room than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want it to be an even number, because obviously we're on a 32 by 32 bit texture pack. So I can go bigger than that even. We can go back to black. Sounds like a song from Amy Winehouse, isn't it? I think so. So that's now, that's 8 in the middle, 7, 8, 8. So that's 3 8 pixel, not 8 blocks, 8 pixel wide garage doors. And for the height of it, we really want to try and use up as much of the height as possible. So I would, like, if I was doing this in Minecraft itself, the garage doors would probably be this high 4 blocks high by the 8 blocks wide. However, that leaves so much blank space above here that we're not going to be able to utilize. So I'm actually going to have to stretch out these garage doors to be a little bit taller. Like maybe I go right up here. It actually doesn't surprisingly look terrible, but it's using up a little bit more of the room. If I drag this picture back over, look, oops, where's it gone? Whew. Here it is. The garage doors go up about halfway up the building in our real garage, and then above it we have a little bit of brick. We have the blue and then the grey. Maybe I need to go even higher. Like, can I squeeze another pixel in just to try and use up that room? Then if we grab the white, which is the garage doors, we'll just have it just off white to go along the tops of these, like that. We then want a little bit of blank brick space, and then we want to go into that nice, what is it, like a cyany blue? That's about right. That's even better. And we want to try and squeeze as much height out of this as possible. So I'm going to go 4 blocks. I have to go 5 blocks, maybe even more. And then go with the grey. It's a little bit lighter than that. To go up above here. 3, 4, 5. That wouldn't look so bad, but I've still got these 5 blocks above, which I really just don't know what we're going to fill with. Maybe I'm going to have to fill it. I'll go up to 2 blocks. We'll make the top 2 even lighter. It's just wasted space. We're trying to waste as much space as possible, and that's actually quite hard to do. Just trying to get rid of blocks. So maybe we'll put like some shading on here that we wouldn't normally have, and a darker one down here. I mean, that's wasting as much space as I can get away with. I can't really waste any more than that. We'll get some white to lighten up some of these sections. Put a little bit of sort of shadow on there. I'll grab this one to go on the other side just to get a little bit of darkness on that one. I can't even really put any writing in there. Could I write garage along the side? Trouble is, it's on all 4 sides, remember. Eventually we can cover it up with paintings. I might have to start doing that earlier than anticipated though. Let's grab ourselves some darker brick colours and start sort of dropping these in. It might be one of these buildings that we need to sort of keep coming back into Photoshop. Like, we'll look in Minecraft and then we'll come back, we'll take another look in Photoshop and do some edits, come up with some ideas, things like that. So this is our normal sort of way of doing bricks in such a small resolution, by using slightly different colours. I want to get some very closer ones as well, just so they're a little bit different. Yeah. We always have the majority of the blocks being our favourite one, the sort of lightish one. And then we mix all of these in between. I think I'll get one more. Or maybe just there. Yeah. So there's a few different coloured pixels in here. I'm actually so surprised how much you guys enjoy this series. I didn't think this series was going to be as popular with you guys as it is. I don't know why you guys like it so much, but it just seems to be something new, I suppose. Okay, so let's take a look at that inside of Minecraft. We shall unload and reload the texture pack again, which takes a couple of minutes for it to think about. And hopefully that's sort of going to solve it. I really like how the grey is going to join up to the top here. And you know what? That's actually not the worst. The grey sort of almost gives the impression that it's shorter than it actually is. I'm going to have to be happy with that, I think. Okay, let's jump into the painting section as well and see if I can do just a brick painting. And to cover up the sides of houses, cover up the sides of other brick buildings. And we'll just do a brick side one. So let's... I don't need to cut away for this, do I? No, we want painting. That's the one. I'm going to have to close this first. And then open that up. So if we just use a 1x1 painting here, and we just make it as if it was brick. So that shouldn't be that hard to do. We shall grab ourselves the nice brick, our base brick colour. And I shall use rectangle, I think, for this, just to get it done nice and quick. Pow, rasterize, join up. And then just colour in a load of different dots around it. Now, these paintings are actually very high resolution. These are, what are they, like 64 by 64-bit paintings? So it's going to be a long job for me, but I'm not going to waste your time with it. I'm going to go around and I'm going to dot this up to it looks like a bunch of miniature bricks for us to place on the side of all of those buildings. So I should be back. Alright, so I'm just loading the texture pack up now. I retextured the painting to look like a bunch of bricks. Now in full screen it looks even better. I'm actually really happy with this. Let's grab the painting. And we should be able to put this on a bunch of buildings. It's just going to be awkward. I do hear tell of a rumour, though. Who is it? Dinnerbone tweeted out or something like that on Twitter. That in the newest... Like, what is it going to be? 1.12. There we go. In Minecraft 1.12, it's likely that we're going to get a tool or something to make finding the right painting easier. Sounds pretty interesting, hey? So, I know we get this sort of gap down the side of the painting that sort of sucks a little bit, but there's not really much I can do about that. But that does hide up the sides of the buildings pretty well. I think I need to do a little bit of work with it, but we should be able to do this on at least a few of the sides of these houses that we don't want to be seen. If I do over here. Oops, I had it. Isn't that the worst when that happens? So we have it around here. Sure, we're gonna have some windows and some doors still visible, but it's gonna hide up so much. I think it's gonna really help. That one I can't have it there because of the tree, and I want the tree there. But we can have them down the sides here. Oh, look at me! Look at my painting luck today. Who needs the new tool? I don't. So yeah, that hides up most of those. I can't. Oops. I can't put it there. We can't have two paintings intersecting in the same block. I can have them on this one. This is an important one to have it on. There we go. It's really weird to like see the cathedral front just suddenly pop up on the side of the building, isn't it? And come on. Gotta be close. The odds are in our favour now. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, so that hides that one up. There's a little bit of a different sort of pink on this one to that one. I actually sort of like that brick texture, though. If we back off here. Yeah. See, it looks like the backs of the buildings and stuff don't have the same as the front anymore. Is there any other brick buildings? Oh, yeah, the fire station. We definitely don't want this fire station doors to be seen on all of the sides. I'm really enjoying the limitations of this series, though. It's something that you don't get limitations that often in Minecraft. You know, it's pretty limitless. But doing something in this sort of format really does put a little bit of strain on you. It makes you struggle a little bit. Yeah, okay, that works a lot. So we've got the garage in with the blocks on the side. This is actually looking like quite the completed section of road here now. It's a real shame that I can't do anything here now that that painting's there. Unless because there's going to be a tree there. Oops. Unless because the tree's there, we can't really see the back. I think I'd prefer to have a tree there. But yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Even the backs of these buildings now all covered up. Yeah, no, that works. Another way that we could do it, which could potentially be a better way, would be to do the same thing as maybe we're going to do with the item frames eventually. And that's by putting an item frame down and putting a map in it, because it obviously takes up the entire block. Does that... Oops. Item frame map, we give ourselves a view. There we go. If I put this on the side of the block and put the painting in there, okay, it still has the edging around it. See that? It still has the edging around the painting, so it's not going to completely solve the problem anyway. No, I was thinking about maybe, because the idea was, I'm talking mostly to myself at the minute. I apologise. We go really far away, so we get a fresh map. We make the whole map grey to put them on the sides of the highway here. We've talked about this before. Pick up the egg. So that will give us a nice clean side to all of the highways, and we could be able to do them in both sections, like here and here, which we can't do at the moment with paintings. And I was thinking maybe if we went in a really far in another direction and we made a giant brick texture out of a map, we could then potentially use that on the side of the buildings, and then we don't end up with this weird sort of void gap that we have between the painting and the building itself. But the fact that it still has this edging around it will make it look really weird on the side of a building. Look, it makes it look totally weird, so there's no point doing that. The only thing that I can think of is making the edge of our paintings have a brick texture. That would solve the house problem. However, then on these paintings, the edge would have a brick texture. Especially on these half slab ones, it would actually go all the way up and around here. Now, I'm going to have to leave it invisible. As soon as you think of one thing, there's like 7 problems that get in your way. But anyway, that's enough for this episode. That's all I got time for. If you guys enjoyed it, then hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. Keep letting me know with ideas in the comment section as far as other plans or other ideas for the series go. Make sure that they're vanilla though. I don't want mods yet. As I say, we might do that after this series is completed.